Hey everybody, this is Erin. I'm back with this cute little fabric project using no stamping, but using heat and bond and dyes and fabric for a little bag you can whip up in no time. This was inspired by a stamp affair project I did using heat and bond, and I thought it might be great to do a little video to show you exactly how you use it. And as you can see, you can cut all sorts of things, including burlap, which I thought was way cool. We have fabric and felt. The felt really doesn't need a fabric stabilizer, but it does come in handy when you want to adhere it to fabric. So I'm going to show you all about that. These are my little bags and die cuts. Super easy project, no stamping. These can be whipped up in no time. And this is heat and bond. You get it in the fabric store near all the interfacings. The front is like a coated plastic, the back's more like parchment paper. And what you do is first you have to cut it down. This is a piece of burlap. And my tip here is to cut your heat and bond in a smaller dimension than your fabric. Because when this stuff heats up, it transfers like sticky plastic, and you don't want that transferred to your iron at all. And if there's any overhang, the adhesive, the plastic's going to melt onto the surface of your iron. And you want to avoid that. So I always cut my heat and bond smaller than my fabric piece. It's really easy to do. And I mean, as you can see, and you know, this is typical of me, I eyeball everything if it doesn't have to be precise. So there's, you saw the burlap, and this is a little red fabric. And I also have a green felt piece that I had already done, and so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. You see it on the back, the heat and bond. Excuse me. Okay, normally you would get your iron, but we are crafters, and many of us might have these little ribbon irons or flat irons in our stash. And this is actually the first time I used it on this particular application, and I was very pleased with it. And what you do is you just take your fabric and heat and bond and place it in the clamshell of this little iron, and within seconds the plastic fuses to the back of the fabric. And that's really the key here, is you are adhering plastic. It becomes part of the fabric, it stiffens it up, and when this plastic melts, it acts as an adhesive, so it glues fabric to fabric. As you can see, it doesn't take me long. I'm just kind of making sure all the edges are, this is activated. And to be honest, I think I'm overdoing it. I don't think I needed to do it that much. All right, here's the burlap. Now, when I started out this project, I had an entirely different project altogether. And I was like, I wonder if burlap works. And it did. And that changed my whole project because I was so tickled with those burlap die cut letters. We had to go with it. It was shocking to me how well this worked. And as you can see, this little iron works wonders. And it's something I can do at my craft desk. I don't have to go downstairs and plug in my big iron and drag out my ironing board, because goodness knows, heaven forbid I should iron, because I don't. I'd much rather craft, right? Okay, that's all done. Now, when it's heated up for like the 10 seconds or so, it's going to be soft and actually a little bit hot. So be careful, but as it cools, it gets a little bit stiffer. And I'm just running this fabric through my die cut machine with my dies. And look at that, clean edges, nothing's frayed. If you did this without the heat and bond or a fabric stabilizer that might not have the adhesive, it would not cut that cleanly. Now here's the felt. You do not need a fabric stabilizer or heat and bond to cut felt. It cuts fine on its own with just die cuts. But since I am going to adhere this felt piece to fabric, my objective here in die cutting the felt apple, and these are apple print dies by the way, is to get adhesive on the back for easy application to the muslin bag, cotton bag. Okay, here's the burlap. So exciting. I have so many possibilities here now that I know I can do this. These are the alpha block dies. That's a little quick cuts folder that I use to store them in. And many of you have asked about my die cut machine in another video I did, and it is a Big Shot Express. I'm not sure if they're available anymore, but it's the same motor, same idea as a Vagabond, and those are readily available. So you can get one of those if you like this electronic die cut machine. And as you can see, the burlap and the die cuts just go in and come out. That third and fourth pass were not necessary because you can see the burlap is now inside my dies. I cut through all the way through the backing paper. Probably didn't need to do that. A little bit of overkill. And look at those letters. Aren't those cool? So you can see the backing paper from the Heat and Bond right there. Okay, next up we're going to just directly adhere all this to our muslin bag, cotton bag, which are available in the stores, along with the burlap. Okay, we have our felt and our fabric piece. I am only taking the backing off the apple. You see it's glossy. That's the plastic. And I'm adhering it to my felt piece with my iron. And I left the backer on the felt apple back, because if I had taken it off without adhering it to the bag, that plastic from the Heat and Bond would have been all over the inside of my iron and it would have been a nasty mess. So I left it there because right now I'm just adhering fabric to felt. And as you can see, it's on there. How quick and easy is that? There's a little bit of overhang, and because I have this interfacing on it now, very easy to trim just a couple millimeters off, which is really handy. Now I'm going to take the backing off the felt after I iron my bag. That's another reason why these little irons are handy. Quick straightening. It's actually called a ribbon straightener, which can we have tools can be any more specific? It's nice to find other possibilities for them. I have this little piece of paper I cut to put inside this bag to make it not so flimsy when I'm putting it in the iron. More of a stiff surface. Okay, I took my backing off my felt, and now I'm adhering it to my bag. I'm closing that clamshell tight because, the felt and the fabric and the cardstock and the bag's kind of thick. I want that heat to transfer. But still, it takes just mere seconds. I was actually really shocked how quick and easy this was. And I'm definitely doing this again because these little bags are so cute. And, this video is a total of like 10 minutes long. And I made, it's really quick. Big results too. Okay, it's on there. Now we're going to get our little burlap letters that have Heat and Bond on the back, and the backing paper came off in my die cut machine when I removed them from my plate. So I don't have to worry about that. Now with something this small, and it can be easily moved, right? So you got to be really careful with how you put it on your project. And that paper I had slipped in between the bag helps a lot here too. There we go. We just press it down. And now, the plastic that was adhered to the back of the burlap is now fusing with the fabric from the red apple. Now you have a couple seconds where you might have a little bit of wiggle room because that plastic's still kind of molten. And if you're a risk taker and don't mind potential burns, you can use your finger to rearrange stuff really quickly. And then just put it through the iron again. There you go. Cutest little bags ever for fall. Okay, there's the glamour shot. And like I said, quick, easy, big payoff, big results, and it gives you another idea to use with your dies because these are an investment and you want to use them as much as possible in as many different ways. Okay, I hope you learned a lot about Heat and Bond and are excited about doing a project like this. So I'm looking forward to see what you come up with, and we'll be back next Monday with another Make It Monday video. Thanks for joining me.